Hiva Homenta, bitches! This is Tom coming to you from Shanghai for another environmentally friendly Eurovision reaction video. And this morning I'm going to be reacting to Finland. The song is called Look Away and it's by Darude featuring Sebastian Rejman. So let's kiki! As always, timestamps are down the bottom in case you want to skip to my first thoughts or my score. Stack glasses on. I'm not the biggest fan of Finland in Eurovision. I think they've got some okay songs, but really in terms of really standout ones, I think they're quite far and few between. Lordi from 2006, I really like that as a winner. That was actually a really good song with a very entertaining performance as well and extremely original, and they took a massive risk, so I was very happy that they won that. And that was their first and only win. Darude got a lot of similarities with them this year. They're going for that dark, grungy feel, and again there's a really good song behind it. And they've got a massive immediate persona on the stage. The only other song from the final that I've downloaded is 2018 Monsters. I was disappointed that it came 25th in the final because I thought it was a really excellent performance. My main relief is that she qualified, though. I would have felt really bad if she hadn't qualified after. You know, it really was a very competent song and staging. She just unfortunately was in the semi of death. She scraped through in 10th position here, so I was really happy that she got in above Azerbaijan because that song was super bland. 2017 was an interesting year for me. UMK, their national final, had a really high standard. If you look at my play count, 4 of the 6 songs that I've downloaded are from the 2017 national final. That year was famous for Emma's massive car crash flop. That was probably one of my biggest disappointments of 2017. That studio version was excellent. I just don't understand why they chose a performer who wasn't experienced enough to deal with the pressure. And then it's almost like they set her up for failure by putting her on the stage on her own with this flame prop which went out. It was just really badly thought out. They should have had her with dancers and they should have everything more choreographed. That was a real opportunity missed. Blackbird, which ended up winning that year, was a good song. I never downloaded it. I thought the performance was pleasant though. It was a bit of a shock non-qualifier. 2013 was a nice moment. Krista Siegfried's with Marry Me. That song had a strong LGBT background. And 2014 Soft Engine, that was a really quality rock song, although that's not really my type of music. I could appreciate that song was really good for its genre. That song came 11th, which is their best result in the 12 years since Lordi won. They have qualified 6 of 11 times, but 4 of those qualifications were in the bottom 3 slots. So when Darude were initially announced as the singers for Finland, there was quite a lot of buzz about it. Me personally, I didn't really care that much. Like when I think of Darude, I think of one song from the 90s, which I didn't like and never listened to. The hype for me didn't register in the same way it seemed to with other people. I believe they went up quite high in the odds for a brief period. I'm suspicious how EDM music can work in Eurovision. EDM music is generally made for the clubs. So today I'm going to be reacting to the national final performance. Wanna know my secret? Bang. I haven't taken a pill, so I don't know if I'll enjoy this. Ooh, they've got a dancer on the box. Is that a real or a hologram? Oh, it's real dancing. Cool I like the visuals of the sea in the background, that's nice. Again, this is actually quite good because they've given a little bit of context now. You can tell pretty quickly it's about global warming. Which I think is a really relevant and important topic. He gets into the chorus quite quickly. Do you know what, like, I tell you what, he's doing quite a good job at, yeah, an EDM song is quite repetitive and there doesn't tend to be that many lyrics. He is keeping you kind of engaged. I think that weird smile doesn't really work. It looks like he's in a library. I quite like that. She kind of like disappeared and went into the box. That's quite good. I really do think a song like this, it relies super heavily on the visuals. have to admit, I don't find his voice particularly wow, but he's got good stage presence there, and he's kind of selling the song well. Yeah, I'm not bored, which is important for an EDM song. It's a good transition, you know. In the Having in the Wall and coming up again, stuff is happening. There's a story going on here. Oh, another class. So much clapping in the bridges this year. Here, UK, Netherlands. I think there's one other. Especially in an EDM song, it's pretty basic. Oh, that's the end. Okay. Headphones off, glasses off. I'm gonna give that a second listen because really I haven't listened to that song that much and I talked over that, so I'll do that later. You know, I'm a little bit surprised. That wasn't as bad as I was expecting. Like I said during the video, I think the visuals are vital. You know, EDM songs in general are not super dynamic and don't have changes in as many peaks and troughs. It stays in a high gear for the whole song. You know, I thought Sebastian did a really good job of moving around and looking animated. I don't think his voice is particularly amazing, which is why I was a bit confused he was chosen, but I imagine it's because of his stage presence and his relationship with Darude. The visuals are a little bit cheesy, but you know, I think that's a good starting point. I liked the environmental images. It gives a context to the song. That paired with the look away, which is quite prominent, you understand that there's a meaning behind the song and it's not just like love from above. Yeah, and that gives the song some reputability. Is that a word? I think that's a if that's not a word, it's a new word. This type of music, I don't know if it fits in Eurovision. I can't think of another one. The only song I can think of is Poland last year. You know, that really wasn't good for me at all. You know, I was glad that didn't get through to the final because it really didn't deserve to, in my opinion. This is a better quality song. It's more interesting. I couldn't sit through the Poland song. I thought it was really dull. This has got a few more interesting flourishes in it. I find it a little bit cheesy when they go close to him and he just kind of like smiles and goes, hey. It's a little bit like you're out like in the shop and you've just seen him, you're like, oh hi Darude, and he's like, oh hi. I think he should like get into it a little bit more like Sebastian is, so they should be a little bit more in sync. The lady in the green, I think interpretive dance has a slightly cheesy reputation. You're already starting off as a deficit in terms of credibility. I don't think it's terrible. She's dressed in green, presumably she's representing nature or Mother Earth. Where she goes down into the box and they have the visuals out and it comes back up again, I think that works. It's interesting enough that it distracts you from the slight monotony of the song. And the monotony of the song is one of the reasons I wouldn't download this. Also, EDM music is just not my genre that I tend to listen to. I like it when I'm in a club, if I've had a couple of drinks, but most people on a Tuesday night are not going to be drunk. So I'm going to listen to the song again. I'm going to listen to their music video. Okay, have my glasses off. Ooh, okay. That music video worries me a little bit. First of all, the studio version has a lot more interesting sounds going on that I didn't pick up on the national performance. I know I was talking over, but they still weren't commanding. You know, people do talk when they're watching Eurovision, and you do need some sounds to be strong enough to be heard over that. It makes sense not to spend too much money on your music video. There's a lot of kind of like cheap Eurovision videos this year. That I totally get that, but just because the video is cheap, it doesn't mean it have to be bad. That music video is quite lazy. It's essentially just people of different ethnicities standing and then turning their head to the side, and then there's some like environmental screensavers in the background, and I didn't even get the fact that the song was about the environment from the background in that music video. I did in the national performance because they had the icebergs collapsing, but that one it just looked like people were just like standing in front of nature, and then they got invisibly slapped very slowly. And then the acting just seemed really dodgy as well. Just turning their head, it's not difficult to do, and there was still no believability in it. The song is nothing wow. I think it's competent. I think it's a decent song. I don't think it's horrendous by any means. Having listened to that version, I probably would download that, whereas I wouldn't having listened to the national performance. Probably my biggest misconception before I was coming into this video was about Sebastian. I'm quite pleasantly surprised about his intensity as a performer, and I think that's a plus on their side that they really need. A slight jarring point for me is, as you saw in my national performance reaction, I didn't realise that the song was ending. That clap, I thought that was a bridge. It doesn't sound like a natural end, it sounds like that's the lead into a final big crescendo chorus. Coming to predictions. Glasses on. Finland have got the worst slot. They're in the 3rd position, and I really think that in this situation that can be the difference between 10th and 11th place, the fact that they've got a shit draw. They're after Montenegro, which is good because Montenegro's song is absolutely horrendous. So anything after Montenegro is going to sound competent and good again. Songs in the first half have much less chance of qualification as well. I'm a little bit on the fence about this. I think if they get the staging really good and they get the message across about the global warming, Sebastian makes a great connection with the camera and gets the audience engaged. The song is competent enough, but it's not strong enough by any means on its own to get through. They've got Estonia who will give them points, Iceland less assuredly so, and then Sweden, Denmark and Norway are in the other semi. It's not impossible, but really I think if they do qualify, I don't think this will do better than 9th or 8th, and I have a very strong feeling that what let this down in the end is the fact they've got such a terrible draw. Coming to my score, I'm quite surprised by this. I wasn't expecting to like it as much. I probably will download this eventually, not in a rush. I like to save some songs for later, but I think this has some interesting things in it. I like the message of the song. The ending's a bit jarring, and that's a bit disappointing because I think that would change my score quite a bit. So I'm going to give this 51. So what do you think of Darude featuring Sebastian Rejman, Look Away? Please leave a comment in the comment section down below. Do you think this will qualify, or do you think it will be undone by being the 3rd song? Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. I've only got 4 more countries left to review, and then I'm going to get my predictions out. Rehearsals are on Saturday, so I'm in a little bit of a rush, but I will get it all done. So, thanks for watching. I'll see you in another Eurovision reaction video very soon. Goodbye. Blah, 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 blah.